The worst predictions of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga for 2025. As we step into 2025, many are looking toward the future with a sense of both anticipation and concern. Predictions from figures like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, whose visions have stirred imaginations for centuries, offer a glimpse into a world that may be filled with uncertainty and challenge. From the specter of global conflicts to the possibility of extraterrestrial encounters, these prophecies paint a vivid picture of what lies ahead. But as unsettling as these predictions may seem, they also serve as a call to action. In a world on the brink of profound change, we must ask ourselves, how do we prepare for the unknown? This journey through the most chilling forecasts for 2025 isn't just about anticipating disaster, it's about recognizing the urgency to cultivate resilience, understanding, and unity. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: how we respond today can shape the world we live in tomorrow. Let's take a closer look at what may await us in the coming year, and more importantly, what steps we can take to ensure we navigate these challenges with wisdom and compassion. Number 1. Armed conflicts. In 2025, one of the most unsettling predictions made by both Baba Vanga and Nostradamus involves the possibility of intense armed conflicts, particularly in Europe. Baba Vanga, the renowned Bulgarian seer, foresaw a devastating war that would result in significant loss of life, leaving Europe struggling to recover. This prophecy echoes the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which has already caused immense suffering and disruption and has the potential to escalate further in the coming years. While this war might seem like the obvious candidate for her prediction, it also brings to light the broader question of instability across the region. Nostradamus, too, predicted similar upheavals, highlighting that Europe would be caught in a whirlwind of violent clashes, leading to widespread destruction. What makes these predictions even more chilling is their emphasis on Russia's central role in such a conflict, suggesting that its involvement would push Europe toward unprecedented chaos. These forecasts, though made centuries apart, create a sense of urgency in modern times, particularly as the geopolitical landscape continues to shift. We can reflect on how fragile peace truly is in the world today, and how, at any moment, tensions can escalate, bringing consequences that we might not be prepared for. In this turbulent era, we must remain vigilant, but also proactive, fostering dialogue, understanding, and cooperation to prevent such dire futures from unfolding. The lessons here are not only about anticipating conflict, but about taking responsibility for peace, because the more we remain passive, the closer we may inch toward these predictions becoming a reality. It's a reminder for us all to not only look at the world with a critical eye, but to actively work towards stability, peace, and unity, so that we do not fall victim to the predictions of a future shaped by war. Number 2. Extraterrestrial contact. One of the more intriguing predictions from Baba Vanga for 2025 focuses on extraterrestrial contact. While many of her forecasts paint a picture of chaos and destruction, this one takes a surprising turn towards the hopeful. Baba Vanga believed that beings from other planets would finally make their presence known to humanity, but not in the subtle, veiled manner often portrayed in science fiction movies. This wouldn't be some distant rumor or hidden secret. It would be a clear, undeniable event that everyone on Earth would recognize. The very fabric of our understanding, our beliefs, our science, and our way of life could be shaken to the core. Right now, science has not been able to provide concrete evidence of extraterrestrial life, and yet, the arrival of these advanced beings would leave us with no room to doubt our place in the cosmos. Can you imagine how our worldview would change overnight? It's not just about the excitement of discovering other life forms, but about the profound shift in how we see ourselves and our future. What's even more fascinating is Baba Vanga's description of these beings. She didn't foresee them as being less advanced than us, or just technologically superior. No, these extraterrestrials, according to her, would be far beyond us, not only in technology but in spirituality as well. This advanced state of being could hold the key to addressing some of humanity's most pressing issues, perhaps even guiding us toward a new way of living, one that promotes peace, sustainability, and a deeper understanding of the universe. Could their arrival be the catalyst we need to prevent the extinction of our species? If we, as humans, are willing to open our hearts and minds, could this contact help us evolve to a level that could save us from ourselves? As we consider this possibility, it's important to reflect on what we truly believe about our place in the universe. Are we ready to accept the possibility that we are not alone? If these beings were to arrive tomorrow, how would we respond? Would we embrace them, or would fear and uncertainty cloud our judgment? Baba Vanga's vision challenges us to think beyond our current limitations and look toward a future where humanity works together for a common good, guided by wisdom far beyond our current understanding. So, what do you think? Could extraterrestrial contact be the wake-up call humanity needs to evolve spiritually and scientifically? Would we be able to see this as an opportunity for growth, or would we resist change out of fear? It's a thought-provoking question, but one that urges us to look inward and ask ourselves how ready we truly are for a future that might be very different from the world we know today. This isn't just about the possibility of aliens, it's about how we, as individuals and as a collective, choose to meet the challenges and opportunities ahead. As we continue to face global issues, the idea of such a transformative encounter serves as a reminder. Evolution, whether technological, spiritual, or moral, might be the only way forward. And if this is the path we need to take, will we be open enough to walk it? Number 3. Assassination of Putin. Let's explore a chilling prediction made by the famous blind mystic Baba Vanga, one that revolves around the future of Russia and its leader, Vladimir Putin. According to Baba Vanga, 2025 may be the year when Putin's life is tragically taken, but with a shocking twist. This assassination, she says, would not come at the hands of an enemy from another country, but rather from someone within his own nation, a compatriot. The reasons for this betrayal could be tied to a desperate, yet ultimately futile, attempt to bring about a ceasefire and end the ongoing conflicts. Can you imagine the shockwaves such an event would send through the political landscape? While it may seem like a step towards peace, Baba Vanga suggests that this act of violence would not lead to the desired harmony. Instead, it could ignite even greater instability, plunging the global diplomatic situation into chaos. The world might find itself in a state of uncertainty and disorder that we can't even begin to fathom. What do you think this kind of upheaval would mean for international relations and the balance of power across the globe? Could such a tragedy deepen the already existing rifts in world diplomacy, or might it lead to unforeseen consequences that no one can predict? Baba Vanga's prediction invites us to think deeply about how fragile the political world can be and how a single dramatic event can alter the course of history. Number 4. Biological warfare. As we move further into the complexities of the future, the unsettling predictions of figures like Baba Vanga only seem to intensify. One of the most chilling predictions for 2025 that she shared concerns the threat of biological warfare. In this prediction, she foretold that a nation would unleash a biological weapon, an event that would have profound and devastating global consequences. However, Vanga did not specify which country would be the aggressor or the victim, leaving us with only the shadow of a warning. The idea of biological warfare is not new, but the fear of it has become more tangible as the world grapples with the aftermath of pandemics, advancing scientific technologies, and international tensions. Today, many of us are still recovering from the global health crisis brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the thought that a country might deliberately use a biological agent as a weapon only intensifies the sense of vulnerability and fear. It's easy to feel anxious, imagining the worst-case scenario of a world torn apart by disease, intentionally spread to harm others. Yet, this prediction serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, cooperation, and peace in maintaining the stability and well-being of our global community. In modern life, we must prioritize strengthening international relationships, promoting diplomacy, and fostering a collective responsibility for global health. Our best defense against the terror of biological warfare lies in a united front, one where nations work together to prevent conflict, address the root causes of hostility, and collaborate on solutions that protect all of humanity from harm. Rather than succumbing to fear or focusing on the darker side of the future, we must engage in acts of goodwill, embrace compassion, and make conscious choices that contribute to a peaceful and harmonious world. Ultimately, the greatest antidote to the destructive forces that Baba Vanga warned of is our shared commitment to kindness, understanding, and creating a world that strives for peace, security, and mutual care. If you've made it this far, you're already diving deep into the mysterious world of predictions and prophecies for 2025. Comment below with "Future Unveiled" to show you're ready to explore these eerie forecasts and what they might mean for our future. Don't go anywhere, there's still more intriguing insights ahead in this video. Stick with us until the end to uncover the most shocking predictions from Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. Number 5. The Red Adversary. Nostradamus's prediction of the Red Adversary is one that has sparked a lot of curiosity and debate. In his writings, he spoke of a time when this Red Adversary would grow fearful, creating a threat that would endanger the great ocean, perhaps a metaphor for global instability. Historically, Russia has often been referred to as the Red Enemy due to its Soviet past, and even today it remains a source of concern for many Western nations. However, in our modern world, it's not just Russia that embodies the color red, as China, with its socialist government, also carries red as its national color. As China's influence continues to expand economically, politically, and militarily, it raises an important question. Could China now be the Red Adversary Nostradamus foresaw? The nation's rapid growth, its assertiveness in global affairs, and its increasing power on the world stage make it a formidable presence. We are seeing tension rise between China and the United States, with both nations vying for dominance in areas such as trade, technology, and military might. This clash, as predicted by Nostradamus, might not just be a clash of powers, but a battle for influence that could affect the world on a scale we've never seen before. In these times, it is crucial to step back and reflect on the bigger picture. How should we, as individuals, approach global tensions without getting swept up in fear or uncertainty? Nostradamus's predictions, though compelling, encourage us to think critically and prepare ourselves for challenges both as a society and on a personal level. What steps can we take to foster peace and understanding, rather than letting fear drive us into divisive actions? Ultimately, while the future remains unpredictable, we must remember that wisdom comes from reflection, dialogue, and a commitment to doing what is good for all. What do you think lies ahead? How can we ensure our own actions contribute to a more peaceful and balanced world, even amidst rising tensions? The lesson here may be about the importance of being aware, understanding different perspectives, and finding ways to navigate challenging times with compassion and mindfulness. Number 6. U.S. economic troubles. In 2025, many are wondering if Nostradamus's and Baba Vanga's predictions about the future could hold some truth, especially concerning economic turmoil and political upheavals. According to Baba Vanga, communism will once again become a topic of intense discussion, potentially reaching its peak by 2076. But could the seeds of this movement be planted in 2025? Some scholars suggest that this year could be the turning point. On the other hand, Nostradamus's prophecy about a giant suffering economic troubles also aligns with the US, especially given his description of this giant undergoing a transformation that could bring about major change. But who is this giant? Many people have pointed to the United States, particularly in the context of Donald Trump's return to the political scene. You might be wondering, how do these prophecies connect to him? Researchers often link Nostradamus's words to a biblical passage about a controversial, influential leader who faces tremendous opposition. The prophecy hints that if this leader can endure the trials, great change will follow. Some believe this refers to Trump, as his presence in politics remains as polarizing as ever. The timing of the prediction adds fuel to this idea, especially since the prophecy talks about a leader whose perseverance leads to dramatic shifts in power. Yet, there is a darker side to this prophecy that warns this powerful leader could face a grave threat, even assassination by a rival nation. Could this be a reference to the attempted attack Trump faced before the election? How real is the danger to such a figure in this high-stakes political game? It's not an easy question to answer, but the connections between past predictions and current events raise important questions about the future. What do you think? Are these predictions a reflection of what's to come, or just coincidental readings of ancient texts? As we look forward to 2025, it might be wise to keep an eye on the political and economic shifts that are unfolding. How might these ancient warnings shape our understanding of the challenges ahead, and could the world truly see a return to old ideologies? Number 7. Mars and celestial events. In one of Nostradamus's most intriguing passages, he speaks of a celestial fire occurring on another planet, as well as mentioning that Mars would experience a darkening of its light. These cryptic predictions have stirred a lot of speculation and debate over the years, with some theorists linking them to modern developments such as Elon Musk's ambitious plans for the colonization of Mars. Musk's vision, along with NASA's own space exploration goals, has brought Mars into the global spotlight, especially as both organizations work towards advancing the mission of sending humans to live on the Red Planet. These ventures are expected to be fully realized around 2050, yet the fascination with Mars and its future has only intensified in recent years. In 2025, the subject of Mars will undoubtedly be a focal point as we inch closer to this monumental goal of interplanetary colonization. But what exactly did Nostradamus mean by the celestial fire, and why would Mars's light be dimmed? While no one can say with certainty, some believe that the celestial fire could be a metaphor for some kind of catastrophic or celestial event that affects the planet, either physically or symbolically. The darkening of Mars's light may indicate an unexpected disruption or challenge in the mission to colonize or explore. Mars perhaps a setback or obstacle that even the best minds could not foresee. While we may not have all the answers right now, the continued exploration of space and advancements in technology are pushing us closer to understanding the mysteries Nostradamus may have predicted. As we look to the future and contemplate these profound possibilities, it serves as a reminder that the unknown can bring both wonder and uncertainty. In our own lives, this sense of curiosity should not only spark excitement, but also encourage us to approach challenges with an open mind and heart. In 2025, we may witness developments that bring us closer to living on another planet, but just as importantly, we will be reminded that the journey to the future is not without its hurdles, whether in space or on Earth. Number 8. Natural disasters and price increases. In Nostradamus's writings, 2025 stands out as a year marked by overwhelming challenges, many of which have to do with nature's unpredictable and destructive forces. While the French astrologer did foresee maritime wars and intensifying conflicts, it is the relentless changes in nature that he believed would cause the most suffering. He warned that natural disasters, already increasing in intensity in recent years, would reach new extremes, with meteorological events so severe that they could threaten human survival. But perhaps one of his most shocking predictions was regarding food scarcity. Nostradamus predicted that the price of wheat would rise to the point where man will eat his neighbor. While this is a dramatic statement, it's important to understand the deeper meaning behind it. This doesn't literally suggest cannibalism, but instead points to the possibility of food prices escalating to such an unbearable level that survival would become a struggle for many. Imagine a situation where the basic necessities, bread, rice, and other essential items become so expensive that millions of people can no longer afford them. What happens when hunger and desperation set in? People who have always been law-abiding and peaceful could be pushed to the brink of desperation, leading them to commit acts they would never have imagined, from stealing food to resorting to violence over scraps. The breakdown of societal norms in the face of extreme hunger is a terrifying thought, as it highlights how quickly civility can unravel when survival is at stake. The implications of such a scenario could lead to widespread social collapse, with empty supermarkets, looting, and fear pervading the streets. This prediction may seem extreme, but is it really so far-fetched when we consider the increasing inequality, resource scarcity, and social tensions that are unfolding globally? The idea that everyone for themselves could become the rule is deeply unsettling, yet it's a scenario we must take seriously. Are we prepared for such an eventuality, or are we so accustomed to a world of abundance that we fail to see the risks we face? The lesson here is not just about the potential for disaster, but about the fragility of the systems we rely on. How do we build resilience, both individually and collectively, in the face of uncertainty? What can we do now to ensure that we are ready, not just for the worst-case scenario, but for the challenges that are inevitably on the horizon? As unsettling as it may be, Nostradamus's predictions urge us to reflect on our relationship with the environment, our resources, and each other, and to take steps now to ensure that we are fostering a more sustainable and compassionate world for the future. If you're fascinated by the predictions of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, you're in the right place. Drop a comment with 2025 predictions below to show you're ready to uncover the truth behind these mysterious forecasts. Keep watching until the end. There's so much more to explore in this video. Number 9. Asteroid impact. Nostradamus mentioned the potential impact of an asteroid. He wrote about a time when the sky would be filled with fire and a long trail of sparks, which many believe was his warning that a celestial body was headed toward Earth. He implied that this disaster could occur without warning, causing widespread devastation and possibly even the end of human civilization, depending on the size and impact of the asteroid. This is not just a passing fantasy. As recently as late 2024, astronomers grew concerned when an asteroid was pulled into Earth's orbit for a brief period before returning to its regular path. While it wasn't the asteroid Nostradamus may have predicted, the fact that it got so close raised alarms. You might ask, why is this prediction still taken seriously by some, despite the apparent improbability? Well, the reality is that the risk of space collisions, although not constant, has been a topic of serious concern among scientists. Even though we haven't seen any direct threats yet, the thought of an asteroid strike is enough to make people think twice about the future. Interestingly, in the past year, there's been a noticeable surge in bunker construction, especially in Europe. It's clear that people are preparing not just for wars or other disasters, but also for potential threats from outer space. This may seem like paranoia, but the fact remains that while we can't predict the exact timing or impact of such an event, people are taking steps to protect themselves just in case. Does this make you feel uneasy about the future? Or do you think that these kinds of predictions are just tales that belong in the realm of fantasy? It's interesting to reflect on why these ancient predictions continue to resonate with us today, isn't it? After all, history shows us that we may never know what lies ahead, and it's not always easy to dismiss warnings, even if they come from centuries ago. But what do you think? Is it wise to prepare, or should we simply live in the moment, free from such fears? Number 10. UK Monarchy. As we look to the future, some unsettling predictions have been made about the UK monarchy, especially concerning King Charles III's reign. Just recently, King Charles ascended to the throne following the death of Queen Elizabeth, who had ruled for an impressive 70 years. However, a Nostradamus expert named Mario Rene has suggested that a passage in Nostradamus's writings points to an unexpected turn of events in 2025. According to Rene, King Charles may be forcibly removed from the throne, and someone new will take his placee leader who will not bear the traditional mark of royalty. This could signal the end of a centuries-old institution. Rene further claims that Queen Elizabeth was the last monarch who truly represented the old values of the royal family, and that her successors, starting with Charles, will bring about a dramatic shift. These predictions suggest that Charles may not remain on the throne for long either, due to health problems or an unforeseen shift in public perception, particularly surrounding his personal life. This raises a powerful question: how deeply are we attached to the idea of monarchy, and what would it mean for such an institution to change or even disappear altogether? In light of these predictions, it's important to think about what truly defines leadership and legacy. Are we placing too much focus on titles and traditions, or is there room for new forms of leadership to emerge, ones that may not be tied to royal bloodlines, but to qualities like compassion, wisdom, and integrity? Whether or not these prophecies come true, they offer an opportunity for reflection. Perhaps the real lesson here is about the impermanence of power and the value of adaptability in leadership. As the world continues to evolve, we are constantly reminded that traditions, no matter how long they've endured, are always subject to change. This is a powerful reminder that nothing lasts forever, and it's how we respond to change that defines our legacy. So, what kind of leadership do you believe is needed for the future? And how can we learn from the past to build a more balanced, compassionate world? Preparing for uncertainty, steps we can take in 2025. The predictions from Nostradamus and Baba Vanga for 2025 paint a picture of a tumultuous and unpredictable future. However, rather than feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty, we can take proactive steps to prepare ourselves, both individually and collectively. Here are some key actions we can consider to face whatever challenges may come. Number 1. Cultivate calmness and understanding. As we navigate the uncertainties of life, especially in 2025, it is essential to foster a sense of inner calm and understanding. The world around us is constantly shifting, and challenges will inevitably arise, some expected, others unforeseen. It is precisely in these moments that our ability to remain calm becomes a powerful tool. Buddhist teachings remind us of the impermanence of all things, with the Buddha himself saying, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." This simple yet profound insight encourages us to look inward for stability, rather than relying on external circumstances to dictate our peace of mind. In a time when the pace of change can feel overwhelming, staying grounded amidst the storm of uncertainties allows us to respond with clarity rather than react in panic. It is through calmness that we begin to understand the nature of challenges, not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. In today's fast-paced world, where information bombards us constantly, taking a moment to breathe and reflect can provide the space needed to make well-considered choices. By cultivating a calm and steady mindset, we begin to see life not as a series of unpredictable events, but as a flow of experiences we can navigate with patience and wisdom. The ability to accept uncertainty without fear or frustration strengthens our capacity to handle whatever comes our way, ensuring that we don't just survive difficult moments, but thrive through them. In modern life, we often face multiple sources of stress, whether it's job uncertainty, family challenges, or global concerns. However, by nurturing our mental and emotional health, we can improve our ability to deal with these stresses in a healthy, constructive manner. The Buddhist practice of mindfulness is a perfect example of how we can stay present and aware, without allowing our thoughts to spiral out of control. Mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation. Rather, it's about learning to pay attention to the present moment, fully aware of what's happening now, without overthinking or becoming overwhelmed. For example, when faced with a sudden change, instead of panicking or rushing to a solution, we can pause, breathe, and assess the situation with calm clarity. This practice helps us maintain our composure, make better decisions, and move forward with intention rather than reaction. As the saying goes, the obstacle is the path. Embracing uncertainty as part of our journey can change the way we perceive difficulties. With a calm mindset, every challenge becomes a lesson, and every unexpected turn on our path can be seen as an opportunity for transformation. Cultivating calmness and understanding is not about eliminating the ups and downs of life, but about developing the resilience to meet them with grace and wisdom. By doing so, we are better equipped not only to face the challenges of 2025, but to thrive amid the uncertainty that life brings. This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it's not, but rather acknowledging the situation with a clear mind and heart. In this way, we empower ourselves to take the necessary steps to create a life of balance, peace, and resilience, despite whatever may come our way. Number 2. Develop crisis management skills. In the face of uncertainty, it's crucial to equip ourselves with skills that can help us navigate through crises and emergencies. We all know that life is unpredictable and unexpected situations can arise at any moment, but how we respond to them can make all the difference. One of the most valuable steps we can take is learning how to manage a crisis effectively. This isn't just about reacting to a disaster when it happens, but preparing ourselves to face it with confidence and calm. Consider taking a first aid course. This simple yet powerful skill could mean the difference between life and death in an emergency. How well would you be able to handle a medical emergency if it happened unexpectedly in your life or in your community? You can also think about creating an emergency plan for your family. Knowing what to do, where to go, and how to communicate in times of chaos can reduce panic and help keep everyone safe. Have you ever discussed with your loved ones how you'd respond if something were to happen tomorrow? Additionally, becoming more self-sufficient, whether through learning how to grow your own food, building a small emergency fund, or ensuring that you have the skills to survive on your own if necessary, can offer you a great sense of security. Being able to provide for yourself in challenging times isn't just empowering, It can help you feel less vulnerable to the forces beyond your control. When you feel prepared, your mind is free to focus on what truly matters, instead of worrying about what might happen. With these small yet significant steps, you're not only preparing for the unknown, but you're also setting yourself up for a future where you can remain calm, focused, and resilient, regardless of the situation. It's not about fearing uncertainty, but about learning how to move through it with grace. So, ask yourself, what steps can I take today to ensure that I am better prepared for tomorrow? It might not always be easy, but remember that the more you invest in your preparedness now, the more resilient and at peace you'll feel when challenges arise. The takeaway here is simple: take action today. Prepare for the unexpected and develop the skills that will help you respond to uncertainty with confidence. When you're ready for a crisis, you create a sense of inner peace that allows you to navigate life with calmness, no matter what comes your way. Number 3. Strengthen cooperation and unity. In the face of an uncertain world, one thing remains clear. Our strength lies in cooperation and unity. While we cannot always avoid the challenges that arise in our global community, we hold the power to shape how we respond to them. Every day, we are presented with the choice to come together and work toward common solutions, or to allow division to take root. The Buddha once said, "May all beings be happy. May all beings be without disease. May all beings experience the sensation of auspiciousness. May nobody suffer in any way." This is not just a wish but a call to action, reminder that our happiness and well-being are intertwined with others. We need to listen deeply and empathetically to those around us, even when their perspectives are different from our own. In times when global instability seems imminent, whether due to political tensions, economic crises, or social unrest, it's more important than ever to maintain an open heart and an open mind. This is where cooperation comes in by truly understanding one another. By finding common ground, we have the potential to diffuse the tension that could lead to conflict. Ask yourself, what would it feel like if, instead of clashing over differences, we leaned into them, seeking to understand rather than to be understood? This shift in mindset can be transformative, not just for individuals, but for entire societies. When we come together, we increase our resilience against external pressures. We create communities that are stronger and more supportive, where differences are not something to fear, but something to celebrate. In those moments when fear and anger threaten to tear us apart, unity becomes our strongest weapon, a force that shields us from harm and leads us toward solutions. Buddhism teaches us that when we come together with others in harmony, we create an energy of peace that extends far beyond ourselves. So, how can we contribute to this global shift toward peace and cooperation? It starts with small acts, reaching out to someone with a different viewpoint, being patient and kind when misunderstandings arise, and consistently looking for ways to compromise for the greater good. Even in the face of major challenges, our collective effort can make a meaningful difference. As we continue to move forward, let's remember that the most powerful tool we have is the ability to understand and support one another. In unity, we can weather any storm. If you've reached this point, you're already ahead in preparing for the challenges of 2025. Comment, "Ready for change" below to show your commitment to taking control of your future. Stay tuned until the end for more actionable steps that will guide you through these uncertain times. Number 4. Increase awareness of nature and the environment. In 2025, as we face growing uncertainty in the world, one of the most essential steps we can take is to increase our awareness of nature and the environment. As the world grapples with the predictions of rising natural disasters, the importance of protecting and respecting the environment has never been more urgent. Every action we take has a ripple effect, and by choosing to engage in environmental protection, we can play an active role in safeguarding not only our future, but also the well-being of the planet and future generations. As the Buddhist saying goes, when we protect the environment, we protect ourselves. This idea speaks to a profound truth. Our connection to the earth is inextricable. If we harm nature, we harm ourselves. When we nurture and care for the environment, we build resilience against the uncertainties that lie ahead. Taking part in activities such as reducing waste, conserving energy, and supporting sustainable practices can significantly reduce our negative impact on the earth and help preserve the balance that supports life. Adopting a sustainable lifestyle is more than just a personal choice. It is a collective effort that strengthens our society's capacity to withstand unpredictable events, whether they be natural disasters or societal disruptions. By being mindful of our consumption patterns, choosing eco-friendly products, and minimizing waste, we create a positive feedback loop that benefits both us and the planet. The simple act of reducing plastic use, supporting renewable energy sources, or even planting trees can have profound long-term effects. Nature has its own cycles, and understanding that these cycles, whether they are seasonal or ecological, need to be respected and protected, helps us realize that our actions, no matter how small, are part of a larger movement towards sustainability. Moreover, resilience in the face of environmental disasters is not just about preparing with resources, but also about cultivating a mindset that recognizes the importance of harmony with the earth. As the Dalai Lama wisely reminds us, we have a responsibility to protect our planet for future generations. This responsibility is not limited to just avoiding harm, but extends to actively contributing to the health of our ecosystems. By building awareness and understanding the fragile interconnectedness of all living beings, we can take meaningful steps that support the restoration and protection of nature. This awareness helps us approach uncertainty with a sense of empowerment. We are not helpless in the face of environmental changes. We have the power to make decisions that promote ecological health. Practical steps like reducing our carbon footprint, supporting eco-conscious businesses, and advocating for policies that prioritize environmental sustainability make a tangible difference. Additionally, educating ourselves about the natural world, learning about the plants, animals, and ecosystems around us can deepen our appreciation for nature's intricate balance and inspire actions that align with the Earth's needs. The more we understand, the more we realize that protecting the environment is a necessary step in preparing for the challenges of the future. It is through these conscious daily choices that we cultivate resilience not only in ourselves, but also in our communities. In modern life, as we face uncertain times, this sense of responsibility for the environment helps ground us. It gives us something we can control in a world that sometimes feels overwhelming. By turning our attention to nature, we find a wellspring of strength, inspiration, and wisdom. Every positive action, no matter how small, adds to a collective force that helps us build a more sustainable future. Through increased environmental awareness and mindful living, we can rise above the challenges that uncertainty may bring. As we learn to live in harmony with the earth, we prepare ourselves for a future that is not just about survival, but about thriving in balance with the world around us. Number 5. Focus on core values like compassion and tolerance. In a world that seems to constantly shift and present new challenges, one of the most important steps we can take in preparing for uncertainty is to stay grounded in our core values, especially compassion and tolerance. These values have always been the foundation of human connection, and in times of uncertainty, they become even more essential. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by everything that is beyond our control, but remember, the power of compassion is immense. Even the smallest act of kindness can create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond what we can see. You might think that a single smile, a simple offer of help, or even just a moment of listening to someone who needs it doesn't amount to much. But those little gestures can be a seed for something bigger, something that changes the world in ways we can't always predict. In a time when division and fear often take center stage, the act of showing understanding, patience, and empathy toward others becomes an act of strength. It doesn't matter if someone is different from us, whether in beliefs, culture, or background. What matters is how we treat them. When we embrace tolerance, we acknowledge that everyone has their own struggles, their own stories, and their own paths. How often do we take the time to see the world through another person's eyes? How might things change if we simply paused and responded to others with compassion rather than reacting out of fear or judgment? These are questions we must ask ourselves. The world may always be full of uncertainties, but one thing that remains within our power is the ability to choose how we treat those around us. By focusing on compassion and tolerance, we take an active role in shaping the world we want to live in. And remember, it's not about grand gestures. It's about the little things we do every day that add up over time. So, what small acts of kindness can you bring into your daily life? Whether it's showing patience in a difficult conversation, lending a hand to someone in need, or even simply offering a smile, these small actions are part of a larger movement toward creating a peaceful, more understanding world. As we move forward in 2025, let's hold on to these values tightly. Our actions can have a profound impact, even if we don't see it right away. Through compassion and tolerance, we can build a better future, one that is not defined by uncertainty, but by the strength of our shared humanity. So ask yourself, what kind of world do you want to help create? It all starts with you. As we've explored today, the predictions for 2025 from global conflicts to extraterrestrial encounters serve as a powerful reminder of the uncertainty and challenges that lie ahead. But they also offer us a chance to reflect on how we can shape a future filled with wisdom, compassion, and resilience. While the future remains unpredictable, it's our choices today that will guide us through whatever comes next. Let's take these lessons to heart and strive to be proactive in our lives, fostering peace, unity, and understanding. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to The Journey of Wisdom for more thought-provoking content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos as we continue to explore the wisdom of the past and how it can help us navigate the future. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Take care, and may your path be filled with peace and clarity.